If you were born after 1972, then you were born into the video game console generation. Ever since the Magnavox Odyssey debuted in 1972, video games have continued to evolve, and the gaming market has now grown into a $15 billion industry. The first four generations of video gamers are now adults between the ages of 23 to 44, with the average age of a gamer being 37 years old. The artwork, design, music, sounds, gameplay, and stories of these early titles have had a significant influence on many of us. Indie games like Minecraft, Fez, Undertale, and many others are heavily influenced by classic game franchises, stuff like Mario, Zelda, Sonic, and Final Fantasy. Classic video game characters, music, and environments have continued to appear in modern games, with titles like Super Smash Bros. Continuing to include references and nods to the past. Cult classic games like Little Samson, Mega Man: The Wily Wars, and Earthbound are highly sought after, and are becoming more expensive to buy each year as new people begin collecting games in an attempt to capture the glory days of their childhood. Interest in retro gaming has exploded in the last decade thanks to the rise of YouTube, Twitch, and eBay. YouTube shows like The Video Game Years, The Completionist, Game Chasers, and Norma Caruso's The Gaming Historian series have piqued our nostalgic curiosity. It allows us to reminisce about the social interactions we had about video games when we were children. Now there are dedicated meetups and expos around the world where collectors and enthusiasts meet to socialize, trade games, and celebrate their love for all things retro. More than just a simple swap meet, these events are opportunities for people to share music, their art, and other creations inspired by their favorite franchises, just as they would at an event like Comic-Con or E3. As it turns out, the Pacific Northwest in particular is full of enthusiastic gamers. Penny Arcade founders Tycho and Gabe started their webcomic in Washington State and launched the first Penny Arcade Expo in Bellevue. YouTubers like Brutal Moose, Peanut Butter Gamer, Metal Jesus Rocks, John Hancock, Happy Console Gamer, they're all from the area. There are retro gaming expos in all the major cities in the Pacific Northwest, so Portland, Seattle, Vancouver. And of the various conferences around the country, many people told me that the Portland Retro Gaming Expo is their absolute favorite.
My name is Joey DeSena. I also go by Rue online. YouTube. Planet of the Grey Wolf is my YouTube channel. I do videos about old retro games like 16-bit gems, looks at underappreciated games from that era, or the way games work, which talks about the technical aspects of video games, like, for example, how the NES Zapper works. And I've actually come to this show, the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. This is like my, I want to say fourth year coming out, third or fourth.
Nice, so you're a veteran, dude.
Yes, and this is by far my favorite retro game show in the country. It's just, everyone's really nice. There's always some great deals, and also, we've got this giant free arcade. So it's like one of the biggest collections of pinball machines and arcades I've seen in one place.
Yeah,
it's
I've never
awesome.
seen like the Joust machine that was over there.
Yeah,
There's some great stuff.
It's great. And I'm no good at pinball, so it's nice that I don't have to waste any money just trying out different pinball machines.
Nice.
Well, I enjoy just walking around and seeing all the different people and the costumes. Like some people are coming up here, just really interesting, stuff and artists and everything. And so I'm also a musician, so I am selling a record too. And it's just cool. And it's cool seeing kids too. Just kind of getting into the hobby and yeah.
Cool. Pretty impressive. It's fairly large compared to the ones that I've been before. It's nice that they have things other than just retro games. They got a lot of old toys and stuff. Just anything from that era.
It's just like a retro con in general. It's not just like they're even playing like 80s music and stuff.
Yeah, it's the garage sale you've always wanted to find.
Yeah, it's like a kick-ass garage sale.
Yeah.
I just like looking around and finding rare stuff, maybe find something for a decent price and actually end up buying it.
There's all these vendors that sell everything, like this wooden Master Sword. That's cool. Yeah, it's this guy over there. He handcrafted scabbard and sword. It's just, and I love Zelda, so I saw it and I got it. And it's probably the coolest thing I own right now.
My favorite thing has been meeting people. I keep making jokes about it that the story is like, I met a man and he was nice. It doesn't seem like very much of a story, but it is. It still is very heartening. So we've met a lot of people who listen to the show and a lot of new people. So just interacting with the crowd has been my favorite part.
Yeah, so I'm not from around here. I have to fly in, and this is like a great vacation because I get to hang out, with Gary and with the other guys from the network, Nick and Braden, and then this whole cast of like returning guests and people who, just like come by every year, and we get to watch that grow. So it is just a wonderful sense of community inside that hall.
It's also a really amazing convention just for stuff. If you like to buy things or look at things, there are things.
Yeah.
It is. There are a lot of. I bought some neat stuff and a lot of great art too. So.
The first Portland Retro Gaming Expo event was held in 2006. The event was spun out of the smaller Northwest Classic Gaming Enthusiast meetups in the Seattle area. The Portland Retro Gaming Expo is organized by a team of volunteers, the majority of which are collectors themselves. President Rick Weiss has the second largest Atari 2600 collection in the world. The expo includes a huge exhibitor area with vendors selling geeky goodies, as well as competitions and contests, keynote panels, live concerts, and a huge free arcade. At this year's event, a local DJ was spinning remixed 80s and 90s tunes, and the floor was full of Back to the Future references in honor of the official Back to the Future Day, October 21st, 2015. There were also quite a few podcasters and creators scattered throughout the event, some hosting panels in one of the two auditoriums, while others remained at their booths scattered throughout the exhibitor area to greet their fans. Of course, one of the major reasons many people attended the event was to seek out collectible treasures for their collections. I was impressed about how many younger gamers were at the event combing through the classic games. Vloggers like Luigi Freakout123 was there with the angry video game nerd van, which was parked at the center of the expo. With all the teens and tweens wandering around the event, I thought it would be cool to ask some experts which games they'd recommend for modern gamers looking to get into retro gaming for the first time.
You should start with probably Mario games, specifically like Super Nintendo Mario games. Super Mario World is probably the best one. Yeah.
So probably Donkey Kong Country, the first one, Legend of Zelda for the NES, and probably Secret of Mana. Yeah.
Super Metroid and Legend of Zelda. If you're looking Super Nintendo, that's for sure.
Yeah. Contra. Super
Contra
Metroid's a
Nintendo.
good one. That's one of my favorites. And I'm going to say Lolo. That's a good puzzle game. Gets you thinking.
You should think.
Yeah. I would go something like Super Mario Brothers 3. It's like one of the kind of the pinnacles of 2D gaming, so for platforming, of course. If you want to go 3D, Super Mario 64 is also great. If you want to go adventure, Legend of Zelda Link to the Past, I think it's a masterpiece. It's my favorite Zelda. And then, depending on what else you want to show, RPGs, maybe something along the line, and again, depending on which era you're specifically talking about, but like Final Fantasy VI, or 3 in America, is also one of my favorite games, and is just masterful and sort of it's storytelling. It's not super bloated like some of the Final Fantasy games later got, and like the Esper system with teaching magic and so forth is really tight. I would say the gameplay is excellent, and the music, of course. Ridiculous. It's great. It's so good.
If you're a young person and you want to get into old video games, I would recommend first-party Nintendo stuff on the Nintendo, because the first-party stuff, specifically the Mario games, are made to be very forgiving. They're very bright and beautiful, and they're also very good. Like, they're kid-friendly games that are actually great as well.
Yeah.
And then Nintendo kind of carries that through line. So when you have different genres, right? So if a kid wants to get into RPGs, like Paper Mario is amazing and it's really kid-friendly, but it's actually a good game. They don't sacrifice quality for accessibility. Those things get confused a lot of the time, and they don't do that.
Yeah, I would echo that and say specifically like Super Nintendo era stuff, because not to underestimate young kids, but like some 8-bit games are a little bit probably not too terribly friendly to get into, but like something like Super Mario World or Super Metroid, or even like if they are interested in RPGs or fantasy kind of stuff, any of the SNES Final Fantasies, like that would be kind of the three that I would say. That is the perfect kind of like intersection of retro simplicity, that kind of appeal, and kind of ease of use and consideration. And they're still beautiful.
I'm one of those gamers who never quite moved on from classic systems like the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. As much as I love modern games like Splatoon and Rocket League, I still prefer the buggy, lo-fi cartridges of yesteryear where I can jam a card into a console, flip the power switch, and start playing. No operating system, no internet connectivity, no buddy list notifications, no software updates, no DLC, and best yet, no microtransactions to unlock new levels. So I think retro gaming is a bit like Zen gaming. It's tangible, it's straightforward. And since the hardware capabilities of these ancient consoles were so limited, game designers needed to focus on the core ingredients that made a great experience: characters, story, music, and gameplay. They didn't have to worry about connecting to your social graph to send your high score updates to a friend in another country in a different language and different time zone across multiple mobile devices. The new internet-based social features should never outweigh the power of real social interaction, having fun with friends in real life. That's why real-life events that provide opportunities for classic gamers to socialize together are so compelling. If you'd like to see more of the video footage that I recorded at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, check out our YouTube channel where I've created a playlist. I also included footage from many other YouTubers who created the event in that same playlist. I know most YouTubers say this, but if you enjoyed this video, please let us know by leaving a comment. If you're feeling extra generous, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We plan to make more videos documenting great games and gaming culture, and your support encourages us to keep going. I should also mention that the next Portland Retro Gaming Expo will be on October 22nd to 23rd of 2016, and I'm sure that the team there would appreciate more volunteer support and people to help spread the word about the event. So for more info on the Retro Gaming Expo and how you could help out, check out retrogamingexpo.com. Thanks for watching and subscribing to the Tiger Wolf channel. Hopefully we'll get a chance to meet you at a future conference or event. Yeah, bye for now.